leverage in your life. What did that look like to you in your 20s? Were you kind of down in the hustle? Did you have a team?
I just started with me and my cousin as my PA back then. And it was just two of us. And you know what I did? I bought a house and I turned half of the house into an office until I could afford to get my own office. That's how we kind of started. And, you know, we turned one of the bedrooms and we'd have two desks and like each one would have our monitors and our phones. And she'd come around every day and she'd make me breakfast as well. So we'd have breakfast, tea. And then we would just do that every single day and we'd be on the phones. That's how I started, like just turned one of my houses into just an office.
Yeah.
It was upstairs. And so that's kind of how I started. But the leverage definitely comes from real estate. It's leveraging OPM, other people's money. So it doesn't matter how much money you've got, eventually, especially when you're in London, it's going to run out. So you got to make sure that leveraging not just OPM, but also the current market sentiment. Well, in the past, if you knew how to finance property, you don't have to really put your money down because you could put your money down and then the price would go up, you could refinance it out, take all your money out. But what if you bought it at a discount to the market in the first place? Then you get the house for free. I mean, it's much harder to do now than it did back then, but it's understanding the rules of leverage. When you know the rules, you can play the game. If you don't know the rules, it's like kicking a ball around and not knowing where to shoot. You know, do I shoot that way or do I shoot that way? Yeah. You have no idea.
And is that all self-taught and education?
It's honestly a lot of curiosity.
Really?
I'm just a naturally curious person. So I always ask a lot of questions like, okay, how does that work? Why does it do that? How can we make it better? Why does it do that when I do that? How come when I did it that way, it didn't work? A lot of people don't account for variable change. You see, one thing works now, but a year from now, it may not work because there's variable change, right? So people don't account for that because the rules change. Like my team sometimes go crazy because like I'll do something, yeah, we're definitely doing this. And then tomorrow, okay, we're not doing that anymore, we're doing this. Right? They go, what? We just spent all night doing. I know. But the reason for that is because it's changed now. The rules have changed. So therefore, the strategy has to change. But the problem is most people, they don't think like entrepreneurs where it's like my hero is Bruce Lee. He has a phrase, it's a philosopher, like be like water, my friend. And water is very agile. It can fit into any nut, coat, crack. It can fit into any space because it can penetrate. But a lot of people like a rock and they don't want to change. It's not the most intelligent species or the strongest species that survive. It's the most adaptable species. And now it's not about working hard. It's not even about working smart either. It's about working scale. That's where we're at right now.
It's fully valid to have new ideas.
You have
to change in different ways.
Because how are you going to evolve if you don't know what's new? That's coming in. Imagine if I'd have said, I'm not learning this AI stuff. I couldn't leverage the time. So you've got to make sure that you're having all the new things. And so Bruce Lee's philosophy is this art of Jeet Kune Do. The reason why he was one of the world's best martial artists is because he would go to someone learn karate. He would go to someone learn judo. He would go to someone learn boxing. He would go to someone learn wrestling. He'd go to someone learn tai chi. And he would take the best of all these martial arts and create his own. He called this the art of Jeet Kune Do. So that's what I practice in what I do. I find all the best things. Like, people always get one mentor. That's the worst thing you can do if you only have one mentor. Do you know someone said to me, oh yeah, John, I've already got a mentor. I don't need a mentor. That's the worst thing you can do. Why? One mentor, one perspective.
Yeah.
You need to have multiple perspectives to be able to make an informed decision.
That's really interesting, that, because also a lot of people say you shouldn't get advice from too many people because you're kind of like, well, I don't know which way to go. But I guess ultimately you need to be confident ultimately in assimilating the information, filtering it through.
But they're right when they say that, right? You don't want to take advice from all your mentors. You want to get the positioning and the curation from all the mentors to which you then make an informed decision. Yeah. How do you know something's going to work if you don't do it? I had a guy in Dubai, he's like, yeah, I got one mentor. He said, I should only do it this way and only that way. So you've not even tested YouTube yet? No, I should only do Instagram. Okay. So you've not tested Facebook yet? No, I should. So basically, by saying no to something, you've cut off an entire marketing channel that's come into your business by saying no to it because you've been taught one way.
And what would you say to somebody who says, well, I want to go all in and get really good at one thing, like master one thing?
I'd say that's like putting all your eggs in one basket. Yes, it'll work for now, but what's your backup? I'll give an example. I've been telling people for years, you should put out organic content. Free organic content that doesn't cost that. Oh no, I do Facebook ads. I can scale my business with Facebook ads. All right. They do. They make lots of money. One day, can't get shut down. Right? Oh, John, I just do social media. I don't have a list. What happens? They lose their Instagram account. So the whole point of doing what we do, Emma, is because as entrepreneurs, the difference between us and a lot of people is because we have a high risk for appetite. I have an appetite for risk. Right? But the difference is we calculate the risk. We're not gambling. We're not going, oh, this might work, might not work. We've done some tests. we've got some feedback, and we're basing it on information, and we're testing it, and we're tweaking it, and we're constantly putting, turning these knobs to be able to fine tune the thing that we do until it gets to a point where it's predictable. I know there's certain things I do, and I'll say to my team, and I'll give them the numbers, and they'll go, oh my God, John, you're like dead on the numbers.
Do you mean like you knew where the numbers would be? Do you mean
I know the numbers are going to be. I can work it out. I'm based on past performance and based on wisdom. So there's difference between knowledge and wisdom. Right? It's very different. So when you have wisdom, you have experience. So it's kind of like, okay, I want to take my daughter to school, and if it's 8:05, I take this route. But if it's 7 minutes past 8, I take this route. Because 2 minutes in a school run, as you know, makes a massive difference. It's knowing the thing before it even happens based on past experiences.